What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. And I'm really excited for this week because Marvel has just dropped a whole bunch of issues. And so we're going to be starting off with Beta Ray Bill, the finale, issue number 5. And if you haven't been keeping up with the Beta Ray Bill line, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with Beta Ray Bill. And this is written by Daniel Warren Johnson. And what's really unique about this is he's also doing the artwork. And I have to say, I've been enjoying both his writing and his artwork. And it's rare that you get an artist who is talented in both of those aspects. But I think this story arc really did play well. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into the finale, it is picking us up right in the fight, with us last leaving off with Beta Ray Bill going against Surtur, the fire god. And Beta Ray Bill, he has come here for the Twilight Sword, specifically because of its magical properties. He's really hoping that this sword is going to be able to help him transform back into his more humanoid form. And so we see these two individuals standing toe to toe. Our fire god looking to be 100 stories tall, but he lets us know that the Twilight Sword does not listen to him. It does not let him wield the sword. It has deemed him unworthy of it. And so this gives Beta Ray Bill the advantage, at least a small advantage, to be able to stand on the same ground as this fire god. And as we see the two clash together, Beta Ray Bill is knocked to the freaking sky. Landing some ways away, he calls the fire god a coward, simply because Beta Ray Bill is only standing roughly 8 feet tall, so this isn't a true match. And he tells Surtur, if you truly want to be deemed worthy of the Twilight Sword, you will match me on my level. We will do this fight like mortals. And with the fire god agreeing to these terms, we see him shrink down to be a little bit taller than Beta Ray Bill. And this is where the true fight begins. Now, while these two are sitting here duking it out, Scuttle and Surge are currently working on some kind of plan, trying to devise something that's going to be able to help Beta Ray Bill in this fight. And as these two titans clash together, Beta Ray Bill is really holding his own, at least for a good while here. He is laying down some heavy punches, but at the end of the day, this is a freaking fire god, the one that destroyed his entire homeworld. And so no matter how strong of a fight Beta Ray Bill may put up, at the end of the day, he is out of his depth. And that's exactly what the fire god tells him as he holds his body up, beating the crap out of him. And as this is going on, this is where we see Pip making his way to the battlefield, only to end up shooting Surtur in the back. Now, of course, the fire god brushes this off as absolutely nothing, but he charges Pip. And in that instance, he impales him. But Pip had planned this to be more of a one-way ticket. Knowing the risks, knowing that this was a possibility, he needed to get close to the fire god, because even while impaled, this is where we see him drop a crap ton of explosives and teleport out, detonating these explosives, giving Beta Ray Bill that small opportunity, that small advantage. And with the fire god currently in a state of daze, Beta Ray Bill, he goes in and lays down his punches, grabbing Surtur, lifting him to the sky, and then impaling him on one of these buildings. Beta Ray Bill, thinking that this fight may be over, this is when the fire god transforms into his giant self again. We see the wound quickly healing up in his stomach, and being tired of these games, he's going to end this right here, right now. And Beta Ray Bill, he better feel lucky that he brought his friends, because what Scuttle and Surge have been doing in the background this entire time is they have been shifting power in the ship, transforming the ship into something that's going to be able to help take down the fire god, turning the ship into essentially a giant cannon. And with Scourge at the trigger, he pulls it and blows a hole right into Surtur. And with missing half of his torso, he falls to the ground. Beta Ray Bill taking this opportunity to walk over to the Twilight Sword, and he pulls it out of the stone. Walking over to the fire god realizing that he is lost and the Twilight Sword has chosen Beta Ray Bill. We see Beta Ray Bill lift that sword above his head, and he cuts off the head of the fire god. And now, wielding the power of the Twilight Sword, he transforms back into his humanoid state. And with that, this battle comes to an end. Back on the ship, now transformed back into a ship, they currently don't have the power to leave this place. They used all of their energy in that one shot. But the good news is, Pip is still alive. Even though he was impaled by the fire god, somehow he managed to fight through. And while they sit here devising a plan to be able to get out of this place, this is when we see the fallen Valkyries make their arrival. They are here to take Scourge back home to Valhalla. Now that his mission is complete, he no longer belongs here. And so we see the two friends say goodbye to one another. And after Scourge has left, Beta Ray Bill is left sitting here staring at the Twilight Sword. Because now he has exactly what he wanted, or at least what he believed he needed. And that's what this story has really been all about. Beta Ray Bill has felt like he doesn't belong in his own skin, believing that the weapon Odin created for him was the key to his happiness. After it was destroyed, he felt like a part of him was missing. But now that he has the Twilight Sword, he doesn't seem completely enthused. He doesn't seem like a part of him has come back. He doesn't seem like a completed individual. And we see him staring at the Twilight Sword with Hook on in the background, contemplating all of this. Now a little bit later, we see Pip waking up. And Pip right now is extremely excited for him, because this is exactly what Beta Ray Bill wanted. He wanted to feel whole again, and Pip was willing to do anything, even lay down his life to ensure that Beta Ray Bill got that. And I think this is one of the things that's making Beta Ray Bill really question everything right now, is that his friends were really willing to die. They were willing to end their lives if it meant his happiness. And now having this sword, he's not even sure if he feels that. Because as he looks into the mirror, the only thing he can see is the horse-faced Beta Ray Bill. The only thing that he can see is the monster inside of him. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I don't think this is a bad ending for this comic. It was really kind of predictable in a sense. I kind of had a feeling this is the direction that the story might be going. That after he gets the sword, he still doesn't necessarily feel completed. Because it was never the sword to begin with. It was never the weapon or how he looked. He's an individual that isn't happy with himself. And I really am happy on how they ended this story. They didn't go too deep into Beta Ray Bill's true issues. They just show us a glimpse of him bottling this up. Letting everybody know that yes, of course, I'm happy. I got exactly what I wanted. Why wouldn't I be happy? But the truth of the matter is he's hiding it. He's hiding the fact that he is not actually happy and that this didn't actually fill that gap that he needed. And though it is kind of predictable, this is kind of like human nature. Humans have to learn certain lessons. Regardless of being able to read them or be taught not to do something, sometimes we have to learn something on our own. And this is exactly what Beta Ray Bill is doing. He is having to learn everything that Odin has already told him. Everything that everybody has told him, to include Scuttle. Because no matter how much somebody else tells you you're amazing, tells you that you're beautiful, tells you that you're perfect, if you don't feel like that on the inside, it's never gonna matter who tells you what. Now that's just my opinion on this entire story arc. I feel like that's the message that it was really trying to convey to us. And I think that the battle panels, the battle sequences in this comic were absolutely phenomenal. Almost the entire issue was made up of that. And so I don't feel like they made it too quick. I don't feel like they jumped through this fight, which is something that I've seen a lot of lately, and I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad that they gave us more fight and very minimal dialogue to end this out. And so it leaves Beta Ray Bill quite open for the future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown,